Hey, I think that you're in over your head. Now I'm done talking. This time I might go out with my friends.
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Also welcome if you are new. Today we are at a new house. I am helping out this single mom. She had messaged me and was begging for some help, and I knew I wanted to give her a helping hand. She has one son and has been dealing with some health issues, and she really just needed some help, but also motivation. I was super excited to help her out. One of the things being that when I was here working on her room, I always ask people, one, where is like the one area that'll give you the most motivation to keep going with this new routine that you want to build? And for her, it was her bedroom and her bathroom, which I totally get. I'm the same way. It's always my bedroom and bathroom or the kitchen that gets me the most motivated, because those are the places in the house that my bedroom's where I go to relax, and the kitchen is just where I spend a lot of time. This day we were working in her bedroom, but just being there and chit-chatting with her and her son was working on the rest of the house and kitchen and just getting caught up on laundry and dishes and things that they just didn't have the motivation to get done before. But sometimes just someone coming in and letting you know you can do it, I'm here to help, is all the motivation that you need. And it just gave me a lot of joy to see that not only was I able to help her by completely deep cleaning this room, but also just see that like spark of motivation for her to get stuff done as well. If you guys are new here, my name is Cambriea. I have been on YouTube for many, many years. And about 3 years ago, I had a series on here, which I called my Hoarders series, where I helped families that were in desperate, desperate need of help. But when I was doing that series, I got a ton of messages from people that I wouldn't have considered hoarders by any mean, or hoarder tendencies, just people that needed a helping hand. And that is where I came up with the idea to start this series. I actually stopped my last series right before COVID hit, and I was also then pregnant with my daughter, and you guys have been begging me to come back out with my hoarder series, but I wanted to change it up, and I'm so glad I did, because this helping hand series has been so motivating for you guys, but also for myself. And I always love meeting new people and getting to hear their stories. So that is why I am here, and I just try and help local people. I say local, I am willing to travel within a certain amount of range to help these people. But yeah, so I changed it from Hoarders to Helping Hand because I felt it was way more fitting. This woman right here, you can see, she wasn't a hoarder situation. It was just needing a good reset or good restart so that she could be motivated to keep going on. And with the new year, I know a lot of people are ready to just start over. It's always a great time. I'm not big into like New Year's resolutions, but if you're going to put a time frame on something, there's something about the new year that just gets everyone excited and ready to go. Now I'm going in and cleaning off these baseboards. Power Paste has become one of my new favorite things. I love the container it comes in, and the consistency of the cleaner. I have noticed this cleans so much stuff and is super easy to get your hands on. I get mine right at Walmart, and I absolutely love it. And then obviously my Scrub Daddy. I in the past had tried the Scrub Daddy dupe at the dollar store, and it did work. I will say the biggest difference is how much longer the Scrub Daddy works for. Like, I use these for months before I have to replace them. Where I noticed with the dollar store one, it only lasted about a week and then I had to replace it.
You got me like, my, my, my. You got me like, there's no other than you now, babe. Nah, 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 'cause you got me like, my, my, my. Like, oh my God. My, my, my. You got me like, my, my, my.
So one of the most common questions I get asked on my channel is either motivation or energy. How do you have so much energy, Cambria? And honestly, when it comes to energy, a lot of it is the help of photo or video editing, because if I'm cleaning my house, you don't see all the times that I'm stopping to play with the kids or make lunches or just sit my butt on the couch and relax. So you don't get to see a lot of that. But when I am at other people's houses, even though physically it's exhausting, I don't have the same mental drain. I feel like when you're cleaning your own house, it's a lot more of a mental exhaustion. One, the distractions in your home are way bigger. Like, when I'm cleaning my house, I've got dogs, I've got kids, I've got a husband, worrying about dinner and school pickup and drop off and all the other things that come along with being a mom. Where when I'm at someone else's house, the only thing I'm thinking about is this house and getting it clean. And that makes it a lot easier to stay motivated, but also all my energy is going towards one task instead of the million tasks that we face as moms and parents in general. So that is a big thing to keep in mind if you're ever watching one of these videos and getting down is, one, if I'm cleaning my house, you don't see all the breaks. And two, if I'm at someone else's house, it's so different. Now, when it comes to motivation, and I kind of hit on this a little bit before, I think it is very important to have a room that means a lot to you, and that be the room you start in. If it's your family room, if it's your kitchen, your bedroom, I feel like when you tackle a place that means a lot to you, if it's your place you go to relax, just a room you spend the most time in, you are way more motivated to keep going. As well as you see the progress. I am not someone that likes to jump around when cleaning. I like to clean one room and then move on to the next, because one, I could get pulled into a million different directions, but at least if I start in one room and then stop, that room's done. And it's not just one project that in the long scheme of things feels like I've done nothing. So I'm not one of these people that like to do, I'm going to do all the windows in the house or all the mirrors or vacuum the entire house. I like to do it one room at a time rather than one project at a time, if that makes sense.
When I'm lonely, you know I miss you the most. When I'm lonely, you know I miss you the most. When I'm lonely,
The biggest issue I was having with this ceiling fan is I really wanted to vacuum the majority of this dust off, but unfortunately I didn't bring the right attachment, so my vacuum was too long and it kept hitting the ceiling. Plus I didn't have like a ladder or anything, so I was standing on a swivel bar stool. Highly do not recommend, but it makes it, one, harder. I couldn't actually see 100% what I was doing because it wasn't tall enough. But then with the vacuum not working great, I definitely had a little bit more struggles going about that. But now just doing a quick wipe down of the walls. If you guys have followed me for a while, you guys know I love using powder Tide and Pine Sol in my mop bucket to wash my walls, my floors, use as a multi-purpose cleaner, all of the things. I just always make sure that I have multiple mop heads and a bajillion different rags because I'm constantly changing out the rags and the mop head, as well as the water whenever it needs to be replaced as much as possible. That way I'm not just pushing dirt from one part of the house to the next.
Just like an astronaut, I was in the corner of my mind, got trapped inside. I forgot to look beyond and see the other side. So give me a light, show me what I need. I know I'm blind, but I hear symphonies of your heartbeat.
So I have to say, the entire time I was cleaning this room, all I could think about was my sister Mariah. This room reminded me so much of her room growing up. The glitter and girly and Marilyn Monroe and like literally everything about it just made me think of my sister. It was very nostalgic. Obviously, this is not my sister's house, but very much the style of this room reminded me of her. Now, she was my older sister, so definitely remember her like teenage years, her bedroom and all those things, and 100% felt like a blast from the past being in this room when I used to live at home with my parents and my siblings and all of the things. So I did have someone recently ask, because in my previous series, I did not bring my vacuum to other people's homes, partially because I didn't want to cross-contaminate. However, recently I have been bringing my vacuum, and there is a big reason why. One, I know my vacuum works really, really well. But two, one of the reasons I love this Shark is I can completely tear it apart and clean it. So whenever I go to someone else's house, I, one, clean my vacuum before going over because I have dogs and I never want to take the chance of someone having a dog allergy and then me bringing over dander and whatnot. But then I also clean it before bringing it back to my house. So before I put it back in my car or back in my house, I always give it a really good cleaning. The filters can all be cleaned by hand. All the parts, literally the entire thing can be torn apart, top to bottom, and completely cleaned. And that is something I love about this vacuum.
So you are like me, wanna be free like a summer night. I'm feeling down, I don't know why. What an alibi. But I'm glad you're here. Oh, 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 oh. I don't ask for much, no, I don't need that much, yeah. Oh, 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 oh.
So another big thing I do to stay motivated is I like to section off rooms when I'm cleaning, especially when it comes to other people's houses. If it's a little bit bigger of a project, I like to go like one half of the room or one corner of the room at a time. I'm definitely someone that, me personally, and I know different people get motivation for different reasons, but me personally, like, I have to see progress to stay motivated. So if I'm working on one half of the room, but I can see the progress in that area, it keeps me way more motivated than if I try and tackle the entire room all at once. A little bit different when I'm doing my house. Like, if I'm cleaning my room, I have no problem being like, all right, I'm just going to focus on laundry in my bedroom, but I still stay in one room. But I don't have to take it like as section by section. I can definitely do it more by task. But yeah, definitely when I'm at other people's houses, if it's a little bit bigger of a project, I like to cut it into sections. That way I, one, don't feel as overwhelmed, and two, seeing that progress keeps me motivated and ready to keep going, especially since I only do this for a couple hours every single week. Bobby, my husband, is a disabled veteran, and he has doctor's appointments multiple times a week, every single week. So between his doctor appointments and the kids being in school, I try and help people on Saturdays. I don't have to worry about clashing doctor's appointments or kids' schedules. Saturdays are just the easiest, but I still usually only have a couple hours that day. So it is very important for me to stay motivated and focused when I am cleaning.
Ups and downs, no in-betweens. Fire and ice, burn gasoline. You know I love it. You know I love it. Love and hate, romantic sin. Fire and ice, gone with the wind. You know I love it. We're the kind, burning blind. We're breaking all the laws of our universe.
Oh, I was going to tell you guys, I'm really excited because I just ordered all the cabinetry to do my built-ins in the dining room after getting Christmas done. You guys know, with remodeling the house and everything, I wanted to take a break for the holidays. I really just wanted to enjoy the holidays and take a step back from all the projects in the house and just enjoy the work that we have already done. But after Christmas was all done and we started taking down the decorations and everything, Bobby and I both just like looked around and like it kind of feels a little empty in the house, because as you guys know, if you've been following me, we go a little overboard when it comes to Christmas. And when I say a little bit overboard, I mean a lot. We go a lot overboard. So going from crazy Christmas to every day already is pretty drastic. But when on top of that, the dining room still is very bare, it definitely got me like, okay, I need to go buy these cabinets. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks, we'll be able to tackle that. I'm really excited to do that and share it with you guys, and just make that section of the house feel a lot more complete. So another reason I love these types of videos is when you guys watch my cleaning videos, when I'm cleaning my house, like I've got all the cleaning supplies and gadgets, and don't get me wrong, I love my gadgets. Like those are things I ask for Christmas and my birthday and things like that. But I feel like this is getting back to the basics, like showing that you don't need all the fancy things to really tackle a project. When I go to people's houses, I got my rakes, I got a mop, and I got my vacuum. Those are all the like cleaning tools that I have. And then when it comes to cleaning products, a good multi-purpose cleaner, a good cream cleanser. Always recommend a really good cream cleanser if it's the pink stuff or any of those. Whatever you prefer most. I think they're all really good. It's just a personal preference thing. A good glass cleaner, but you don't need a million things to really get a place clean. And also same with organizing. Like when I organize my house, obviously I think about it a little bit differently. I am someone that I feel like if something is pretty, I'm more apt to keep it clean and organized. But when I went to someone else's house, like I am just focusing on the organization and using what they have, not spending money on new things, just really trying to, like I said, get back to the basics. And I feel like it's a good way to let people know that just because you see these videos and you see all the different gadgets and organization tools and all of that, don't think that you can't do something because you don't have those things, because 100% those are just fun things and luxury things, but they definitely are not necessary things.
What if I'm no good for you? What if you're no good for me? Yeah. What if I'm no good for you? What if you're no good for me? Yeah. What if I'm no good for you? What if you're no good for me? Yeah. What if I'm no good for you?
So I didn't go through this stacked organizer too much. Pretty much just focused on the stuff on top of it. One of the things she really enjoys doing is helping her friends or family with makeup. So this entire thing was filled with makeup. But with talking to her beforehand, she let me know that she keeps everything pretty organized in there. So I was not going to go through it and move any of that stuff around, especially since, if you guys know me, like I like makeup and all, but I am definitely no beauty guru. I don't wear makeup on a regular basis, so it wasn't going to be something that I would be like, oh yeah, I know all these things, so I know like a good way to organize it. So I pretty much just, like I said, cleaned off the top, but I didn't focus on anything inside of it. She said it was organized. I loved the rainbow pattern, and even if it wasn't perfectly organized, that is why baskets can be really, really nice, because you can just put stuff in it and it looks good, even though inside may not be the most organized.
Never thought it would end this way. I've had so many thoughts spinning in my head. I wanna right my wrongs. Never thought they would do such harm. You got so many reasons spinning in your head. That's why you left. Indispensable pain in your chest. Leave us for the best.
Oh, so another exciting thing that happened at our house this past week is we got our new windows in. Unfortunately, they were able to do every window except the very front bay window. I think they made the wrong size windows, or they should have done 3, but they only did 2. It was something like that. Unfortunately, the people that came out to install did a fantastic job, but did not speak good English. I don't speak good Spanish, so I'm not 100% sure what the issue is. And then New Year's happened, and I actually just haven't been able to call the main office yet to get like confirmation of what's going on with that window. But at least all the windows in the bedrooms have been done. The dog room has been done, which the sound barrier from these new windows alone has been really, really nice, because we have a brick house, so it's fairly quiet already, but these windows being original windows definitely makes a huge difference getting new ones. Plus they are hurricane rated, so we'll be able to get an insurance discount because of that. So really excited about getting our new windows. But here's all the before and afters in the bedroom. I think this bedroom turned out so nice. She was washing all the sheets and stuff, so I didn't put them back on the bed. I figured once she was done washing them, she would be able to do it. But I still like to somewhat stage the area to look its very best, so that when they come in and see it for the first time, they get that like wow moment. But now quickly going into her bathroom. This bathroom is right off of her bedroom. So this is definitely her own little oasis. And I wanted to go in here and give it a really good wipe down. Unfortunately, my camera though was acting little funny when I moved into the bathroom, so I wasn't able to film everything. I feel like sometimes I pressed record and it didn't actually start recording, but I did get a lot of it done. But if it feels like it's kind of jumping around a little bit, that is why, unfortunately.
Wait a second, I don't need you. Then why so settled? I withdrew. Still it feels just like I'm waiting for something better. Wait a second, I wanna stay up late with my heart in your head. Maybe stay.
I am using Barkeeper's Friend on these counters. Barkeeper's Friend is another cleaning supply that I absolutely love using. You can't really see it too much from this angle, but there were some like makeup stains and stuff. And this is the one product that I have found works really, really well if you're trying to get any stains out of counters. And if this doesn't quite work, I have also used a magic eraser with Barkeeper's Friend, and that gets out almost anything. I actually had, we got quartz countertops in our house, and they said they aren't supposed to stain, except ours are like white, so they still can. And the kids were playing with this like blue slime, and there was a decent sized blue mark on my brand new white quartz countertops. And I tried just the Barkeeper's Friend and it helped. It definitely lightened it, but I'm one of those people that if it shows the slightest, like, yes, the average person coming over to my house may not notice, but like I will notice. It'll bug me every single day. So I used the Barkeeper's Friend and a magic eraser and got it all the way out. And I was very, very happy. So one, Barkeeper's Friend, magic eraser, those things work phenomenal together if you have any really hard areas. Two, quartz countertops, especially if they're white, they are not foolproof. Don't let the advertisers trick you into thinking that they are completely like stain resistant, all these things. They are very good, but I feel like if you get anything that's white, you always just have to be a little bit more careful. Now, that is the only thing so far that I have noticed that I was afraid actually was going to stain my counters. I've had like sauce from making spaghetti sauce that is splattered over. And now I also clean my counters fairly regularly. So maybe if I left sauce on it overnight, that wouldn't be good. But for the most part, they've been really, really well. But definitely want to stay on top of keeping them clean because I do not want to ruin these counters anytime soon. I'm sorry, that kind of went off on a tangent just to say that I absolutely love Barkeeper's Friend. Also love this shower scrubber. I've gotten a lot of questions about this one. I do have it linked in my Amazon store, so if you guys are interested, it just saves the back. Honestly, it's nothing too super special, but it makes it that, one, I'm short, so it can get into those higher areas, but two, it just saves a lot of wear and tear on your back.
Just don't get enough of me. Just don't get enough of me.
This Zep cleaner is a little bit newer to me. I only started using it within the past couple months. I just saw a bunch of people use it, and I have to say this is another thing that I absolutely love using. My only complaint is you use a good amount of it when you do your grout, so the bottle doesn't last that long, but if you have really dirty grout, this works really, really, really well for getting it clean. And it sometimes may not notice it when the grout is still wet, but you will definitely notice it once the grout dries. I absolutely love using this stuff, especially in our bathroom where our grout is a good bit lighter. But after I just scrubbed out her grout lines, I just came in and did a quick mopping. The floors weren't too bad, so this was a fairly easy thing to do. And then I wanted to give a good rinse down into the shower. Those darker spots in the corner did not come out as easily. So what I ended up doing is before I left, I had done a rim of toilet paper around it with my bleach spray, and let her son know that if he wouldn't mind removing that in a couple of hours, since she was having some breathing issues. I didn't want her dealing with any of the harsher chemicals, but I did let them know that to get rid of any of that darker mold or mildew, whatever it was, sometimes you just need bleach. So I did end up doing that, but that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, but I will see you next time. Bye.